Now it's time for our after show. This is where my bandmate Ybra and I talk about the recent episode or any other random happenings in our band. All right, welcome to the Pepe and Ybra after show. You know, those bands, Soundgarden back in the day and Pearl Jam, speaking of style, now I'm thinking about aesthetics. They had the long hair. And did you have the long hair at the same time?
That's when I had super long hair and I was this skinny. I think I weighed $130, like that.
Yeah. I mean, how important was image back then?
Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, let's put it like this. It never even got to your plane if the image wasn't there. So the hair had to be long. You could, like the way I have it now, that wouldn't fly. Had to be at least, like down to here. Mine back then, you saw the pic was down to here. And my sides were like, shoo. It was like a girl's hair.
Yeah.
Okay. And you had to be skinny. And I was able to do it then, so I was very skinny. And you couldn't have, at that time, no facial other than long sideburns were in. No beard, no mustache.
Huh, interesting.
None of that. No. And if they saw you with that, go home.
Interesting.
Literally,
Wait, are we
go
talking
home.
about late 80s or 90s?
Shit.
Okay,
That was a long time ago, man.
I think you're thinking about 80s.
That's when well, just think of bands that had the super long hair and the pretty boy look and no facial hair, whatever that was. Okay, well, Led Zeppelin, Bonham had a mustache, so it was like had to have been after that.
Maybe things are different with drummers. Do you think?
No, it was just a band thing. So it could have been the 80s that was like the vibe.
Yeah.
Because there was a hippie thing during Black Sabbath, Zeppelin, where they did have beards and facial hair. So I think that came in afterwards. And the funniest story was when I went to back then there was no internet. So I had to drive to Hollywood, or even worse, North Hollywood.
Yeah.
Which is far. I lived here, La Puente. Okay, so I drive to this house, knock on the guy's apartment. He looks at me through the screen. He goes, "You're too short. I'm sorry, but you're not going to."
Oh, now that's just rude.
And I go, "What?" I mean, I'm not a real tall guy, but I'm not a midget. Back then I was like 5'8". I think I shrunk, but,
Jeez.
I was 5'8".
I mean,
I go, "Dude, I'm the drummer. Doesn't matter. What are you going to do about pictures?" I go, if you want, I'll wear high heels. I go, "Let me just come in and play my music." I had my demo tapes,
Oh, man.
And he said, "Sorry, man." And I cussed him out. I cussed him out through the door.
Because pictures can be staged in a way where the tallest person could stand further and everyone can kind of,
No, they wanted
be
a
balanced.
band with all tall guys. And there were bands like that.
Yeah, it's
Like,
weird.
I think you said, got to be at least 5'11" or taller.
What?
Yeah.
That's like not even average
They
height.
wanted tall dudes with super long hair and super skinny. The image thing back then was as important as the way you played. So in other words, if you could really play, but your image was screwed up, forget about it. Forget about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
You weren't going to join any bands back then. I could name names, but that wouldn't be cool. But cats I know that were very talented that never had the image, and back then they couldn't get in bands.
Yeah, that's a shame. So back then, this was after your Canada touring days. Did you need to have an image for when you played with Davey London?
No.
So what was that like? Because I know you were doing these dinner sets.
That was once in a while. There were more than the dinner sets. They were just outright plain, regular.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had the really super sore clavicle, and when you're on the road and you're young and your testosterone's going, sometimes I don't even care what the girl looked like because shut off the lights and do my thing, and it's better than me, doing my thing. So this particular girl I met was really good looking. And it was right before our show. Like I had about an hour. And I met her at the strip club. I was at the strip club having beers. She comes up to me. She put the moves on me. I'm like, I go, you want to go to my room? She goes, sure. I'd love to do this and that. I go, but I have this bad shoulder. She goes, I'll do all the work. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's nice.
And I did my thing. I was wearing white pants that night. That girl was so dirty and she had VD, which I didn't know. Oh. My white pants were stained that same night with pus.
Whoa.
With pus, I mean brown pus. Oh. And the guys in my they go, Abe, what's going on down there? And I go, what do you mean? I didn't even notice right away. Yeah. And they're going, what have you done? And I told them, they're like, dude, okay, so she gave me that. And I'd never had that in my life.
Yeah.
And I went to the free clinic. They give you penicillin, but the penicillin didn't work on me because I used to take a lot of it for my acne when I was young. Mm-hmm. So it didn't work on me at that time. Now it will. Yeah. But I used to take it a lot it was something the doctor would give me for my acne when I was young. Okay. So it just didn't work on me. Mm-hmm. So it didn't go away. And kind of embarrassing, but I smelled like a goat, my private. Oh. And so I have the broken, the fractured clavicle. I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't even take a shower right. And I'm telling the guys in my band to help me. They're like, nah, man. You know, you got to do the best you can on your own. So I was like the stinkiest guy around.
Damn.
And I had to end up going back after about 3 weeks to another one. Or the same one, either one, and tell them it's not working. They gave me tetracycline or whatever, but girls wanted nothing to do with me at that time.
Now, I'm just curious. How come you didn't notice at first? You know, I mean...
I was very naive, and I just... First of all, when you walk, you don't walk around going like that.
Yeah.
I didn't feel anything.
I mean, you know, when she disrobed, you didn't smell anything or sense anything?
No, because we just did our thing, and we didn't have, like, oral sex. Thank God. Who knows what would have happened to me. Man, that was really a drag because nobody wanted to do nothing. I mean, they could smell me coming and stuff, you know, and it was like...
Yeah, that's insane.
And they would the girls would actually at that time go, ew, you know, like, what is that smell?
Well, I don't understand that smell.
It kept getting worse.
It was stuck to your penis? Like, I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, it was in there.
Okay.
So it kept getting worse. It was rotten, like a rotten smell.
Yeah.
And not until I got the right antibiotics, finally.
Yeah. Well, you got it out of your system. Okay, well, I mean, we got some definitely interesting stories, so that about wraps it up for this after show of Pepe and Ybra. Knowing your STD status is a critical step to stopping STD transmission. If you know you are infected, you can take steps to protect yourself and your partners. Many STDs can be easily diagnosed and treated. If either you or your partner is infected, both of you may need to receive treatment at the same time to avoid getting reinfected. You can find free, fast, and confidential testing near you by going to gettested.cdc.gov. Enter your zip code or city and state and hit search. For more info about HIV/AIDS and STDs, please contact 1-800-CDC-INFO. That's 1-800-232-4636.